Hello, and welcome to the platform demonstration of PaceUP Invest, which is a holistic community, financial education, and investing. So to get started, we go into login, and then we choose the applicable individual. So we're going to individual, and then you just put in your username and password. And if you don't have an account, feel free to create a free account, but there are some services that will need you to pay for. So that will be under the paying subscription page. So we go to sign in. And once we get to sign in, this is where we have our personalized dashboard. So on the left-hand side here is where all the apps are. And then in the body, it tells you, it just gives an overview of your dashboard. So for example, it says, the activities, basically. So when it comes to personalization, budgeting, risk assessments, referrals, and portfolio simulation. And you can also go in to check your portfolio health, how it is doing, and also check your performance. So you can see it's all blank at the moment because this is a new user. So when you get on here, what you do is personalize experience. So really help our customers to recommend to them what they can do if they're unsure of what they need to do. So here it says, are you here to learn and invest? So if I want to invest, I click invest. And then are you confident with investing and like to trade when you feel like? I can say no, I'm not confident. And do you need help with investing or it's knowledge? And I can say yes. And then click on recommendation. What's recommendation? It says I'm a cautious beginner. So recommending financial literacy, investing for beginners, and money masterclasses. So I can either retake or actually save. So I'm going to save it for now. So save it, it's personalized, and then it shows up here. So now let's go through the community. So this is where we have access to community, to chat. It's a safe place for PaceUP Invest members to come in, search for posts, search for users. You can chat directly to any user. And when it comes to the investment, the learning aspect, we go to the marketplace, and this is where we have everything available. So you can see it's because at the beginning, I chose beginner. Ultimately, it shows a beginner. So you can choose via courses, webinars, or workshop. So let's say if I uncheck and just go to courses, I can then expand on the courses entries. So as a beginner, it will suggest to me to do financial literacy, basic concepts. So what I need to do is add this to my bucket, into my cart, and then I go into the cart and then I check out because it's zero, it's free. So I check out and then I create order, and then my order is created. So how do I view where my course is? What I then need to do is go back to marketplaces. So go back to my dashboard and go to my learning. And then it's there in my learning. So I've got two because I did it earlier. So once it's in my learning, you can just go to view, and then you can start your course, and you can jump from one to another as well. So it gives you a breakdown of it as well. Okay, this is really useful and important. And also you can, once you choose an applicable webinar, it comes up. Once you choose an applicable workshop, it comes on. Super, super helpful to say this. And for when we then come to personal finance, so go to personal finance here. Under here, you have goals and budgeting, compound interest, and dollar cost average. So I'll go through dollar cost average first. So basically, this is for you to put in if you have a fund or a stock that you're investing in and putting in 100 euros every month. You just come in, type in the month, type in the stock, the contribution. It automatically shows you the shares bought and the shares owned and the total value. So let's say I have January here, and I put 100, and it's the fund is actually 100 euros, but then I only have 50 euros to contribute every month. And then it shows me the shares bought, shares owned, and the total value. And then once I click add, it comes here. And then same thing for February. I go to, maybe it's now maybe 115. And then I still put in 50 euros. Basically, it clicks and goes in there. So you can expand view or to have an idea of what your dollar cost is and what your investment value is, and basically what your P&L is, whether it's positive or negative. Okay, so now let's go to compound interest. So super easy. It gives you an idea of when you take a loan and also an investment return, let's say you take a loan of maybe 50,000, okay? And then the interest rate that the bank gave you is 3%, and the loan is for 4 years. So when you compute it, it tells you, okay, in 4 years' time, that will be the ending value when it's daily compounding, and annual value when it's yearly compounding. And it also gives you the differences between the amount. So daily compounding is more, annual compounding is less. So this is really good for our users to kind of understand when they take loans and the interest on it, and even when they invest as well. So we then go to the goals and budgeting, basically. So I'm just going to go back. So basically, this shows you your goal setting to either short-term, medium-term, or long-term, and then budgeting, income, savings, fixed expense, and then your expense tracker. So I'll go through all this as I go along. So you click on begin goal. So let's say your short-term goal is to buy a laptop. And then maybe you save the account in Sparkasse, and the estimated amount is maybe 2,000 euros, and you've already saved 300. And your target day is basically, you're thinking in some months' time, maybe November 2023. It shows you that it's 8 months, and the monthly amount you need to have, it's 213 to save every month to meet your target, and you've only reached 15%. So you can add that as your goal. It goes in there, so you can scroll across to see the details, and you can always delete as well if you want to. So you go to next. Maybe your medium-term goal is to buy a car, and you've already saved the amount in Barclays, and the estimated cost is maybe it's 10,000, and you've saved 500, and you're thinking, okay, my target day also is perhaps in 2024, so I can go in here and choose perhaps December 2024, or maybe even, sorry, 2024. Yeah, super. December 2024, it tells you have 21 more months, and this every month you need to put 453 in there, and it's you've only achieved 5%. So we click on that, and then it goes in there. You can have a scroll, and then you see. And the next thing is maybe your long-term goal basically is to buy a house, right? Buy a house. And it's saved in maybe a VR bank. Maybe the estimated cost is 100,000 euros, and you've saved around 20,000 euros, right? It says the balance is 80, and the target day, let's go to 2027 December. So you have 57 more months to go. It says you need to put in the savings, and this is the percentage target, and then you just add this to it. So initially there was this one in city, so I would say, okay, I don't really need this anymore. You can delete this goal and then leave this other goal here. So next assessment is basically your monthly income. So your budgeting to be able to see how you can achieve the goals that you've put in. So let's say your income, your salary, right, after tax is around 5,000 euros, okay? And then you can say, okay, maybe you do get dividends from your stocks at the moment. Maybe you get around 200, which is fine. And then you view all, it shows you that. So you go to next, it says let's savings. So let's say you're thinking of saving every month 500 in order to achieve the goals that you already put in the short term, medium term, and long term. So you say, okay, I want to save the item is my goals, right? And I want to save 500 every month. Okay, you add that, and you can add as many as you want. And then the next is fixed expense. Let's say it's rent, and at the moment you're having to pay 2,000 euros in your rent, and then you can always add more and add more, but let's just leave it as it is. So what it does is, it says your total expenses is 2,000, and your allowance, so summation of your savings and fixed expense subtracted from your total income that you put at the beginning. So you have this allowance left every month of 2,700. So there are suggestions that we give that you can contact us if you want to invest this. So this helps you to actually take an action for the extra cash that is just sitting out there. Okay. And then we go to the next expense tracker. So I'm not going to go through all this, but then It helps you to track your expense month after month after month. So what you do is choose a month and then you put your initial balance of maybe 5,000 or even 5,000 or whatever it is. And then you put in the day, maybe day one is going to be rent and the expense and the saving and the income. So it's really good. Let's say the rent is the payee is perhaps we put rent there, and maybe the expense for the rent is 2,000, and then savings is 500, and then the income is 5,000. Okay, let's say the income is around 3,000. So it automatically shows you that this is the balance that is left, basically. Okay, and then it shows you that's the balance left, and then update month. So that is January, and then you can go on to do February and then just continue. And then it just gives you an idea of what you have spent in January. So I only did day one in January, but you have 31 days. So you go through all that. And then once you've completed the assessment, it says complete assessment, which is fantastic. And we always, we have a generation of notification if people haven't completed it. So this is a personal finance aspect, which is really good for you to have an idea of your day-to-day, your goals, your expenses, and whatnot. Now we go to what we call the playground. So the playground basically helps you to choose your attributes and also helps you to select your risk as well. And then based on your risk selection and your stocks of funds, it helps you to build your portfolio according to the allocation percentage-wise. So let's say you're 33 and maybe you have a net worth of 300,000 and your income is around 170,000 every year, and your college level, you're currently single, you have no kids, and basically maybe your risk appetite is around 3. So basically the higher the number, the higher the risk appetite. So it automatically calculates your risk tolerance as 35.37. And let's say your initial investment is 30,000, right? And you want to choose stocks perhaps in Europe, okay? And we can remove all these other ones here and say, okay, Europe, London Stock Exchange. Okay, let's select. Maybe we want to select. Let's look at funds, right? Index funds. So let's say we want to select FTSE 100. It goes in there, and then we can say we want to select stocks. In Europe, you can choose HSBC, and then you can also, for diversification, go to Asia as well, maybe Hong Kong, and then you choose, so here it says, because I've already chosen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so maximum of 5, basically. So what I can do is I can delete that, and then I can choose stocks from Hong Kong, or better still, let's choose index. So the Handshake Index and that. So basically it creates the portfolio and it shows, okay, what you should put. So this says it's 21%. You need to put 34% in here, 23%, and also 23%. So it shows you what your portfolio value will be like from today when you've created it up until the 24th, sorry, 2024, 1st of September, basically. So it shows you all this, which is super, super amazing. And see, just to have an idea of what it might look like, and for you to play around and see what your investment is potentially going to look like. So we also have the Gen charts. So here, we're working on the GPT-4 to even make it more powerful. So, but for now, it's GPT-3. So you can ask, who are you? And then it comes up with the answer question. Okay, I'm a person who is interested in learning about the world and its people. This is, what is PaceUP Invest? What is PaceUP Invest? And then it comes up with what it is exactly, and then what is personal finance. So you can ask any kind of question when it comes to, because when it comes to personal finance, we really ensure that you get the right questions that is really suitable to what question you're asking. And then you can say, can you give me strategies for person now, finance. So, and then it comes up with, okay, what are the strategies? So it's thinking about it, and it should come up with something very, very soon. Okay, it's taking its time. Sometimes it can be slow, but yeah, there you go. So it tells you what to do, create a budget, save regularly, and others. So other thing they're working on is portfolio simulation, which is coming soon. So this is part of why we need the funding and also why we need the GCP credits. So an important aspect that I want to show is also what we call the investment assessment. So there are people that, so I showed you earlier the AI playground whereby you can go in and choose your funds and stocks. There are people that do not want to do this. They just want the platform to choose the right fund and stocks for them and other asset classes. So there is alternative commodities, real estate, stocks, bonds, and even digital assets. So here is where we can do this. So this is a very, very comprehensive, backed by powerful AI, where you answer some questions that includes your financial personality, your circumstances and goals, and also your knowledge and experience. It also includes cash flow, whereby you input your whereby you input your cash flow as well as your net worth, which is assets and liabilities, and it generates a powerful portfolio for you to then go away to execute. And the end goal of this is once we have the investment platform, then you'll be able to execute on the investment platform. So this is what we're working on at the moment as well. So what you need to do is just click on take assessment. So it does take a bit of time, like 5-6 minutes. I'm not going to go through this because there is a powerful AI engine behind this, and it's also very engaging. So it engages you as well. And at the end of the day, it also analyzes what types of investor you're going to be. So if you're going to be more of emotional or cognitive, it helps us to even personalize your experience even further. So another thing over here is what we call the investment calculator. This is really important so that you quickly have an idea of what you're starting out with. Maybe you want to start out with 50,000 to start investing, and then you want to contribute maybe 100 euros biannually, so every 6 months, and you're thinking, okay, I should be looking at 5% return, and yes to grow is around 25%. So you compute, and then it gives you after 25%, this is what your investment will be worth. So it breaks it down into the initial balance of 50, and then your total contribution of 5,000 and what the growth actually is. So it's really, really quite nice to see pictorially as well. And another one that we can use is what we call the retirement calculator. Really important because at the moment, a lot of people are ending up in retirement, not having enough assets and actually ending up in poverty in retirement. So what you can do is to have an idea of how long your assets can actually maintain you. You can see maybe at the moment you are 33 and you want to retire when you're 67, and maybe your starting amount today now is 30,000, right? And you're looking to contribute every year, maybe 12,000. And you say, okay, when I retire, I want to be able to have 70,000 euros every year, right? So this is not considering inflation. This is just to give you a quick idea of what this works. And let's say you say, okay, rate before retirement is around 5%, so conservatively, and then you compute. So it tells you that in 34 years' time, when you retire, your savings could be worth 1.17 million euros. And it says that it will only last you 17 years after retirement. So when you're 84, so you have to think we are all living longer. So this gives you an idea of I need to start planning my retirement early. And then this is where we come in as the human aspect of PaceUP Invest to actually help you to plan properly, like what you need during retirement, taking into a lot of considerations such as healthcare, such as the cost, and such as anything else that you might want to think about retirement. We then work on with you to simulate a proper retirement portfolio for you so that you do not outlive your assets at retirement. So this is our platform is super, super powerful. You can see how extensive and how holistic it is. And our clients are super happy to use our platform. And we continue to get feedback and insights as well. And you can see we started out in 2021 on the platform. We've reinvented it, and we're using a lot of AI now and very powerful methodologies as well to really serve women and underrepresented communities. So another aspect is just to look at the wallet. So wallet is a way for us to just make sure we give back to you. So you can always refer back to a client, and then you get points for referral, and you can use this points or even monetary value to be able to then use a discount either on the coaching or to make further purchases on the platform. So here is how our products and services work. And we do hope that you are able to follow through and start to use this amazing platform, very holistic, to help you to take control of your finances. Thank you.